She's got a very, very inspiring story that I hope we're going to hear a little bit about amongst the jokes.
My father was a very violent alcoholic, and he blacked out and did horrible things to me and my mother. I became two people. I separated from myself. All of a sudden, I was on the ceiling watching myself. And it was the most horrifying feeling I've ever had. Because I knew then that something was wrong with me and I had to keep it a secret. I could not tell anybody. The problem was, I never knew when that was going to happen, when I was going to separate. And what happened was that the ceiling girl got really mean to the girl on the ground. And she would, yell things like, I hate you, you should kill yourself, you're a horrible person, constantly in my head, constantly. And this went on until I attempted suicide when I was 11, and it continued. But when I was 12, I started drinking and smoking pot, and by 14, I was dropping acid and having sex with adult men for cocaine. And what happened was that was my medicine, and it got me back in my body, and it felt amazing to be in my body. But unfortunately, drugs and alcohol stopped working. And fortunately, I got sober when I was 24 years old through a 12-step program. And unfortunately, it didn't fix it. I really thought it would, They told me it would. And my mental health deteriorated. And when I quit smoking, 2 years sober, that's when I really went off the deep end. She was up there constantly on me. And I eventually, I was an actress, and I quit my dreams several times because of her. And I got married to an amazing man who's here tonight. You guys probably saw him, Matt. And I graduated from college, and I got my master's degree. I got a full ride. And of course, I was doing playwriting. Great choice, right? And I just kept getting worse, but nobody knew because I would hide it. Because if anybody knew, I just can't imagine what would happen if anybody knew. And I was an actress. And one of the hardest things has been to stop acting in my life, really. What happened was I was in graduate school, and I had an all-night horrible screaming head, and I got put on Zoloft, and I became whole again. And then I graduated, and I didn't need it anymore, so I stopped taking it. 5 months later, I was in a lockdown facility. I was diagnosed bipolar and with PTSD, and they said, keep going to your meetings. I was 7 years sober at that point. It was very easy for them to diagnose me. And so actually I then had like the 3 most amazing years of my life. After I was diagnosed, I was working really intensive therapy twice a week. Cost me, she made us a car, probably like a Jaguar. She drove a Jaguar. I paid for it. And I hit this whole person without drugs, without alcohol, this whole person. And I got mad because I realized I worked so hard every day to just be where you guys wake up. But then I got really happy because I was like 34, 33, and I just knew I had a chance to live a life, to really live a life. And this is what had been holding me back. So I knew what it was. And I was stable for 3 years, and my entire team gave me the go-ahead, and I got pregnant. I wouldn't draw another sane breath for 4 years. Nothing worked. And, meds and therapy and everything worked fantastically before I got pregnant. But you would know a lot more than I would, but from my experience, my chemistry changed big time. Nothing would work, and I had horrible side effects. And so after my 3rd hospitalization, I went home and I had stopped sleeping and eating. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, and I was dying, and I was rail thin, and I went back to my mom's and my sister's house in Reno, and they fed me, and I got on a somewhat normal sleep schedule, but I could absolutely not be a mother. We also had to get rid of our dogs. I couldn't take care of them. My husband took care of the house as best he could while, editing films and working crazy hours. We considered divorcing. Everything fell apart. And the only hope I had was this thing called TMS. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's transcranial magnetic stimulation. Okay. Oh, you have? Wow. Because usually people are like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So, my other options, like literally, I finally hit this wall where I was like, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not. I have to stay alive for my son, even if I am in a residential, and doing ECT. That was my next step if TMS didn't work. Spoiler alert, totally worked. And this thought that all of a sudden, what was so amazing is about halfway through treatment, I realized I'm gonna live. And I'm gonna, I couldn't really fathom being a mom again, or being a wife, or running a household, or, that was all way too much for me, but I went, I'm gonna live. And that spark of hope kept me going. And, when I finished TMS, it did feel considerably better, and I really kept feeling better as the months went on, and I realized that I was alive, and I had no fear anymore. So I started doing stand-up comedy. Makes perfect sense, right? Yeah. What, are you not gonna laugh at my jokes? I don't care, I almost died for 4 years. And I found out that voice was just little 7-year-old me, just pissed off as hell. She just needed to be heard. So she's still there, It doesn't go away, and I still have bad days. But bad, it's seemingly bad, It's just compared to what it was, it's nowhere even near, and it makes me very grateful for everything that I have. I know this is kind of a new thing for you guys, so it's really an honor, an absolute honor to be in a room, full of all of you guys helped save my life.